Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Week 7 Rundown. It's your commissioner, rocking out to some Missy. Alright, let's get this shit started because I have a baseball game to watch tonight. With serious rooting interest. Fuck the Astros. I can't deal with that shit. So we're hopping right into things here. First off, this week, it's New Big Pooh Big, back in the W column, right where we belong, unlike the New York Football Jets, who stink. At least I'm not seeing ghosts, Sam Darnold, you cockbag. One good week we get out of you. Anyways, Dave, 106.8. That was Cemetery Slayers. New Big Pooh Big puts up 120. 120 usually not enough. Larry Fitz 1.5. Yikes. Zach Ertz 4. Yikes. Kerryon Johnson 3 points. Yikes. End to the IR. Double yikes. The Chargers defense 1 point. Yikes. But look at Dalvin Cook 34.5. We got Kirk Cousins at 25.8. Satisfied with that. On the flip side of things here, Carson Wentz really didn't do it for you, Dave. 4.8. Damian Williams, 1.8. Vikings defense, a whopping 0. Dave was a little upset that he did not start somebody. He mentioned a text message. Maybe it was Phillip Rivers. Maybe it was Eric Ebron. I can't remember. Anyways, I win. Dave, you lose. Better luck next time. We love you. And, by the way, congratulations to Mr. Dave Summer on getting engaged yesterday. So, Dave, we're all happy for you guys, and we cannot wait to be at the RD FFL table together, whenever the wedding may be. Moving on. Our next game was a huge upset. That's why Steve was probably real quiet in the group chat this week. Haven't heard a peep from you. Putting up 114 points is usually enough for Steve to get a victory. Not this week. Frank and Mary's Diner, huge win. Eddie, you needed this big time. Dropping a 2 and 5 here would have killed you. 3 and 4 is highly acceptable in this league, as it is quite competitive. And a big upset, as you can see. 23 points from Pat's defense was not enough for Steven last night. Evan Ingram killed you. Classic. So a giant killed you, and the Pats defense helped you out. So what do you know? Steve, let's see if you could have done. Oh my God, would you look at that? You had Chase Edmonds on your bench, the pride of Fordham University. He's in the Ramilly, and you got him sitting on the bench there. 40.8 points. That would have, depending on who you swapped in and out for, that should have been enough to get you a victory. So yeah, that fucking blows. Sorry, Steve. You're 5-2 and haven't really heard from you in a week and a half, so I guess that's a good thing. Moving on here. We've got Tariq Hill's Childcare taking on questionable decision-making, and Tariq Hill's Childcare, not 1, not 2, but that's 3 losses in a row for you, and questionable decision-making back above 500. Billy O'Hare, my man, pots and pans. My pal gets a huge performance from A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers. Perfect passer rating, first time. I guess that means I have to go to Lambeau Field every week now. That shit was insane. That place is amazing. That's on your bucket list. And if it's not, I'm putting it on your bucket list for you. Anyway, Bill with a victory here, 139.8 to 134.5. Squeaks a victory out. I would call this one a bit of an upset, especially with Matt Stafford's 24.5 on the bench. Dak Prescott only put up, well, not only, but 19.3. So there wasn't much Kaplan could have done. He had to roll with his guys, with Evans on a bye, DJ Moore on bye, Greg Olsen on bye, Steelers D on bye, Darius Geis on IR. So, Cap, not much you could have done there. 4 and 3, sucks to lose 3 in a row like that. Better luck next week. Moving on, we've got our blowout of the week. I think this was also our matchup of the week. My man, T-Bone, Tyler, goes to 2 and 5, so Tyler matches the Giants' record on the season in a complete lopsided blowout, not even close. 134.8 to 42.5. TJ, I'm going to say that this is the lowest score that we've ever had in the RD FFL, and I'm going to say this might be the lowest fantasy score of all time. Delaney Walker 0, Terry McLaurin 1.5. Devonta Freeman 3.3, David Johnson 0, and to cap it off, my man Sam Darnold put up negative 7.8 points. So you would have been better off just not having 2 quarterbacks in the lineup. Oh, and not to mention you had one player on your bench almost outscore your entire team. Latavius Murray had 35.8 points on the bench there for you, TJ. TJ, rough week. It's kind of like the Jets. We're on to Cincinnati here. Nothing you can do. Don't look to the past. Look to the future. Wipe the slate clean. Both of these teams are now 2-5, and our last matchup of Week 7 was McDermott's Hermits eking out a victory over Team Hannon, 136-134. McDermott's Hermits moves to 5-2. Team Hannon drops to 2-5, right where Team Hannon seems to be just about every single year. Team Hannon. Let down by Devin Singletary's 3.8 points, and the Packers D putting up -3 points. I don't know how they put up -3 points. That seems like a weird one. Anyways, not much you could have done there, Han. You have 7 points on the bench from Tariq Cohen, but even if you put him in over Singletary, I still don't know if it would have been enough based off of Jimmy Graham on the bench over here, and Travis Kelce had 7 points there. So, it's one of those weird ones where if two people make subs, maybe the changes remain the same. So, Han, tough one to lose, especially this close. You dropped to 2-5. Would have been a good one to pick up, and seems like Team Hannon is in a must-win mode now. All right, let's check out our league standings, and then we'll go right into our power rankings. Our league standings in the Core Union Division, there's 2 teams tied for first place. That's New Big, Pooh Big, and Questionable Decision Making at 4-3. In third place, solely in third place by himself, is Eddie Morrissey's Frankie Mary's Diner. And at the bottom of the division, both teams at 2-5 would be Team Hannon and Eli Mouth Breeze. In the Hilltop Division, we've got 2 teams that are 5-2 atop the league, or atop the division, and atop the league, actually. That would be McDermott's Hermits and Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God. We've got 2 teams tied for third place at 4-3. That's Tyreek Hill's Child Care and Cemetery Slayers at 4-3. And at the bottom of the division, it is the Main Street Hood Rats at 2-5. Let's check out the power rankings really quickly. In points for, although he's 4-3, Tyreek Hill's Child Care remains number 1 in our power rankings with points for. McDermott's Hermits moves into second place. With a 5-2 record, and Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God in third place with a 5-2 record. New Big Pooh Big in fourth place. Team Hannon at a 2-5 record in fifth place. That's wild. Questionable Decision Making in fifth. Cemetery Slayer 6th. Main Street Hood Rat 7th. Frank and Mary Steiner 8th. And Eli Mouthbreeze in dead last in points for. I wish there was a way to look at like their last few weeks in points for and judge by that, but I'm too lazy to do that this year, so there's that. And then we have our Week 8 matchups. It's New Big Pooh Big taking on McDermott's Hermits. McDermott's Hermits is 5-2. New Big Pooh Big is 4-3. Win probability in favor of McDermott's Hermits right now. So it looks like I'm going to have to make some subs because Kerryon Johnson is now on IR, and that hurts like a motherfucker. So there's that. We've got Frank and Mary's Diner at 3-4, taking on Cemetery Slayers at 4-3. Frank and Mary 4-3. Blah, blah, blah. Frank and Mary's Diner coming off of a huge win last week. Big upset over Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God. Cemetery Slayers just lost this past week. And I guess you could say since Dave proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance, he hasn't won a fantasy football matchup, so there's that. Frank and Mary's Diner on a hot streak. Cemetery Slayers projections are low, but that's only because there's 9 in play. Quick probability has Frank and Mary's Diner to win, but that will change. Next up, we've got Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God taking on Questionable Decision Making. Billy O'Hare off of a big win this past week, and Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God just got upset this past week, so this is going to be our matchup of the week. I'm hoping that Dr. Momberg Phys Ed God can remain quiet in the group chat for a change so we can continue to talk about his matchups and his games and not annoy the living shit out of 9 other human beings with a cell phone. And hopefully this is a good game, a well thought out, classy matchup here, and not too much shit talking, because if you shit talk everybody, well then, who's the asshole there? Next up, we've got Tariq Hill's Child Care, who has dropped 3 games in a row, taking on Eli Mouthbreeze at 2-5. Tyler's coming off of a big win this past week. I want to say Tyler has won 2 out of his last 3 matchups, and Tariq Hill's childcare. That's Kaplan. He's lost 3 in a row. So this is going to be a tricky game. I would keep a close eye on this one. I almost made this our matchup over the week, but I had to go with Dr. Momberg, phys ed guy, coming off of the L and questionable decision making, come off the W. So. And last up, we've got the Main Street Hood Rats taking on Team Hannon. This feels like a toilet bowl matchup because TJ put up 42.5 points, and Team Hannon, oh, you were so close this past week. I just couldn't eke it out. Both teams are 2-5, so this is desperation mode for these two teams. I would say loser, pack your bags. 2-6 is the deepest hole I think anybody could imagine. That's all I got for you guys this week. Hope everybody is doing well, especially Dave. Really happy for you guys, as much as I'm going to continue to make fun of you and poke the bear a little bit. It's really awesome. And, don't worry, you don't really have to do the RD FFL table, although that would be fucking amazing. Anywho, have a great week, everyone. See ya.